April of 2026 was probably the busiest month for historical movies and historical TV shows this year so far. And we have got confirmation of an exciting new medieval TV show and medieval movie that are currently in the works. A historical film which has broken box office records, an exciting new samurai TV show releasing in just a few weeks, and a medieval film about one of history's greatest conquerors also got released in April. All of this and more will be getting discussed in this monthly news roundup. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, subscribe to my channel History Spark. We have received confirmation that there is a new Joan of Arc movie currently in the works, and this movie will be called Joan of Arc. And the best part of this upcoming medieval film is that it will be getting directed by the legendary Baz Luhrmann. And he has confirmed that the script is complete for this film and that Warner Brothers is moving ahead with production. Baz Luhrmann has stated that this has been a passion project for him for over 30 years, and he describes it as the ultimate teenage girl coming of age story. We also know that this depiction of Joan of Arc will be based on Thomas Keneally's 1974 novel, Blood Red Sister Rose, which is one of the best historical fiction books written about this famous French heroine. It has been rumored that 18-year-old Isla Johnston has been cast as Joan of Arc, an actress who gained fame for portraying the younger version of Beth Herman in The Queen's Gambit. So it is good to see that this movie is making decent progress and is in the early stages of development. And hopefully we will be getting a new Joan of Arc movie hitting cinemas in 2 or 3 years' time. We have also received confirmation that there is a brand new Icelandic medieval drama currently in the works, and this show will be called Fury, which will be depicting the history of Iceland from the 12th and 13th century, and this series will be based on the legendary Sturlunga saga, which tells the bloody tales of the various conflicts and betrayals that occurred during the Sturlung era. This series is being directed by Benedict Andrews, and he has confirmed that the first season of Fury will consist of 8 episodes. True North, an Icelandic production company, is helming this project, and their CEO, Ljufur Dagfinnsson, has described this upcoming medieval Icelandic show as a fusion of Shakespeare and Game of Thrones, so definitely an interesting proposition to say the least, and I can't wait to watch Fury at some point, probably next year. Recently, an epic South Korean historical film called The King's Warden has absolutely dominated the Korean box office and has also been exceptionally well received in the Western world as well, with the film currently having a 96% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The King's Warden is set during the 15th century in the Joseon era, and the film depicts the emotional story of an unlikely friendship that develops between the newly deposed young King Danjong and the humble village chief tasked with overseeing his rural exile. This film fuses comedy, tragedy, and history together brilliantly, and audiences and critics have been praising the acting, set pieces, and the unique spin on this era of history, with minimal focus being on palace intrigue and court politics for once. The King's Warden was a huge box office success, and it has become the highest grossing film of all time at the South Korean box office, grossing over $112 million USD, and the 3rd most viewed movie in Korean history as well. So if you think this movie is something you would be interested in watching, you can rent it from Apple TV in the US starting on April 29th. I know I will definitely be checking out The King's Warden whenever it becomes available in the UK. A medieval film about one of history's most fearsome and overlooked conquerors got released in April as well, and this film is called Rise of the Conqueror, or Tamerlane, Rise of the Last Conqueror internationally. This film tells the amazing story of Timur, who returns from exile and finds the Mongol Empire crumbling around him, and how he capitalizes on this chaos to forge the mighty Timurid Empire, which spanned across modern-day Afghanistan, Iran, and other parts of Central Asia. Rise of the Last Conqueror got released to select cinemas on April 2nd, and it had a worldwide digital release on April 14th. And early reviews for this film have been fairly decent, with audiences enjoying the battle sequences, cinematography, production design, and set pieces. But there were a lot of issues with the movie as well, especially based around how weak the plot was. It's pretty poorly paced and the characters were pretty underdeveloped as well. So, although this may not be a perfect medieval film nor a huge box office success, I for one am really glad to see an epic film that got released about a little known historical figure, and I hope that other countries will also begin to produce historical dramas about their own little known historical figures, especially from the medieval time period. And lastly, there will be a new samurai TV show getting released exclusively to HBO Max on May 9th, and this show will be called Song of the Samurai, and it will be a live action adaptation of the manga series Chirurin Shinsengumi. And this series will be set in late Edo period Kyoto, and it follows the legendary Shinsengumi, the elite samurai corps who served as a shogunate's last line of defense during one of Japan's most turbulent political upheavals, with the series exploring themes of loyalty, betrayal, illness, and the collapse of an entire way of life. And this series does sound really interesting, and the last two samurai TV shows I have seen, Shogun and Last Samurai Standing, have been amazing, and I'm very excited to watch an HBO produced samurai TV show, and I will definitely be checking this series out on May 9th of 2026. So let me know in the comments down below if there are any other news or exciting updates for the month of April that I may have missed out on. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with everything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, subscribe to my channel History Spark, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.